Okay, so today I'm going to show you how we're going to add the details to our fish. So I have finished my pinch pot, and I have decided that this opening is going to be the mouth of my fish. So I'm taking a moment to smooth the edges. I don't want to have any cracks on the edge. And then I also kind of tapped it on the bottom, on the table a couple times, a little thunk, thunk, thunk. So I have a nice flat spot. And on that flat spot, I'm going to take my wooden stylus. I'm going to write my name. And remember, you don't have to press hard when you're writing into clay. And then you're going to also put your class code on that flat spot. So now my pinch pot should be sitting sideways for this. My next job is to add some details. A few things that you have to have. Each fish needs to have some eyes, some fins, and some sort of design that you have drawn into it. So to make eyes, what I'm going to do is take some clay. I'm going to try and get 2 equal amounts of clay. Then I'm going to roll it into a ball. I like to roll it in my hand. And then I'm going to make a second one because I want these to be very similar. And then these are going to go on the top. So I'm going to have some pretty big eyes that kind of stick out. Right now I'm just going to put it where I'd like it to go. That looks like a pretty good place for my eyes. I'm going to now take them off, and I have to slip and score. So I'm going to put a little scratch marks. I'm not going deep. I'm just putting some lines in there. I'm going to do it on both of the eyes. And then I also need to put it where I'm going to be placing them. So I'm scratching or scoring in 2 different places. Now that I have those lines on there, I'm just going to dip my fingers in the water, and I'm going to kind of fill up those lines with water. It kind of turns a little milky. That is the slip. The slip is what is the glue. You can see that on here. I'm going to take the slip side and the slipped side, and I'm going to press them together. But I want to make sure that I'm supporting it on the inside when I press down. If I just press like this, it's going to see how that changes the shape of my clay. So I want to make sure I support it as I attach it. So I still have the same mouth shape that I originally had. I'm going to add a little water to this one. I'm going to do the same thing and just press it down. You should see a little bit of water coming out of the cracks. You see how there's sort of a little bit of water sort of oozing out. It's attached nicely. So I can take like the end of this, and I can just press in and sort of turn this as I press so I get a nice round shape as I go around my eye. Next I want to do some fins. And what I like to do for a fin is I make a ball of clay, sort of like how we started with our pinch pot, our nice round shape. And then I'm going to actually kind of squish it. So I'm going to press it down, but then I want to flip it over so it doesn't get stuck to the table. Push it down, flip it over, push it down, so I have a circle. And then, so I can have 2 sides, I'm going to actually use my wooden stylus, and I'm going to cut this in half. And then these can be the fins of my fish, 1 on each side. And again, guess what I have to do? I have to slip and score. So I'm going to score here. A fin on the top. So I can do it sort of the same way, but this time I'm going to make it longer and thinner. I want to press it on the table, You have to, don't press it down too much or it'll stick. It's sticking a little bit there. And then I can, again, shape it, maybe this time. This will kind of be the part that's attached, so I'm going to tap it on the table so it has a nice flat surface. And then maybe I'll do like some curves, like that. So that, this time I didn't cut all the way through because I wanted to draw it and see if I liked it. And now that I'm happy with it, I can press all the way down to the table and cut that shape out. My extra clay you want to kind of keep clumped together. If you have little bits and pieces everywhere, it dries out kind of fast. Okay. You can take a moment to kind of smooth this so you have nice smooth surface. It's a little bit easier to smooth it while it's flat than it is to smooth it once it's on. If you wanted to, see how you can see the line in between here? If I wanted to get rid of that, I would just take my finger and kind of blend it together. I wanted to add some patterns. So, like if I wanted to draw lines, I can just take my wooden stylus if I wanted to, and I could just draw a line. They could be straight lines to show the different fin parts. Or you could do curved lines. You could also sort of press it in with this tool. I kind of press it in and then roll it. If you can find a tool that has a rounded edge like this, you want to add some fish scales. What you do is you just press this in. So here I'm going to press it in, and then I'm going to go opposite. So I start at the top, and then go in between. See how that's looking like fish scales? Press those in. But it's important that you support on the inside while you're doing this. And you can just continue this all along if you would like to have fish scales.